This week I'm doing a friendship card. This one says, "You are so loved," and on the inside, "with all my heart." So this could go to a close friend or even a relative or family member. And I've used on this card quite a few pretty things. I have the batik papers, the painted flowers die cuts, and I also have the heart to heart stamp set. And I've also used the silver jewel dazzles. Those aren't in the bundle, but I thought they added a nice little touch, and you can always purchase them separately. They are a pretty good value at 540 stickers, so on one sheet. So there's the inside, and I had a lot of fun making this card, so let me show you some of the things I used. The batik paper pack is one of the main items I've used in this card, and it's got some really lovely patterns and designs. And I also go over this in the bundle at the end of this episode in a little more detail. But the other thing I've used is the painted flowers die cuts. And each of these sheets, it comes in a pack of 2 sheets. Each has 32 die cuts, so you're getting a total of 64 die cuts. And they have some really beautiful images here. And then, of course, I'm using some stamps. So heart-to-heart stamps, there's 33 of these. And just look at some of the cute phrases and greetings you're getting here. Alright, so let's get started. So for this card, I'm starting, as always, with my 5-inch wide by 6.5-inch tall blank card base. And I'm going to make a striped background for my card. So actually I'm going to use all 4 of these sheets, but I'm going to use a paper tearing technique. So for those of you who are afraid of tearing, don't be afraid. But I'm going to tear just an edge off of this piece, and I'm pulling it away, so towards myself. And that's how I'm getting that white edge. If I were to be pulling it away from myself, I wouldn't be getting that white edge. But I do like that white edge showing. And I want to make sure it's as white as the card here. So I'm just going to tear right about to there. And now I'm going to measure just a little bit longer than my card. I'm going to cut a strip of this, probably about 2 inches wide, and then I'll start on my next strip. I'm going to tear all 4 pieces before I glue them on, so I can make sure they get positioned properly. So before I do my last one, I don't need to tear it actually, because it's going to go here underneath my already torn piece. There we go. So, but just to make sure you have enough for the end, go ahead and measure how much white space is showing. For me, it's about 2.5 inches at the most, or 3 inches. So I'm going to cut a 3-inch wide strip, and then about 5 inches long for the bottom of my card. Before I glue down all my layers, I'm going to lay them on my card one last time to make sure they go where I want them to. And since these strips are longer than the card, I can kind of shift them. Maybe I want some more of this side of this torn area, maybe this side. So just layering them on there like so, just to get an idea of how they will be glued on. Now that I've got all my strips glued down, I can turn my card over and just put my ruler down and trim off the excess edges. Let's see, I think I need to go one more time. There we go. And the other side as well. All right, so Oops. Here we go. So there's the front of my card. And now for some die cuts. So I've punched out some die cuts. This is the label I'm going to use on the front of my card. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp it, and I've chosen this one right here, You Are So Loved. So I've placed it on my acrylic block, and I'm going to use my Jet Black StazOn because this the die cuts are slightly glossy, so the StazOn will make sure to dry nice and quickly on that surface. Okay, so inking up my stamp and stamping right in the center here. Try not to jiggle the stamp because since it is a glossy surface, it will smear. But just try to lift straight up, and there's your image. I'm going to glue my greeting right down here in the bottom left, and then I'm going to foam tape this butterfly just to give it some dimension above it to the right. Now you can see that the colors of the edge of the label are kind of blending in with the background paper, and I kind of want that to stand out more. So one of the tricks I use sometimes, instead of matting it on black paper, I'll just take a thin fine tip marker and go ahead and just outline it right on the paper. Now you have to be careful when you're doing this that you don't accidentally go onto the label, but it just gives it a little bit of an outline, a border around the label. That looks much better to me, so it's got kind of a definition around it. And now I'm going to go ahead and foam tape that butterfly. Now because I love glitter and sparkle, I'm going to take some silver jewel dazzles and kind of dress up this around this greeting and this butterfly. I'm going to use the tip of my craft knife to pick it up. So let's see, I'll just use the small ones. But there's a few ways you can do it. You can just stab the center of the jewel dazzle and place it on. Or you can kind of scoop up from the side. Kind of press it onto the tip of your knife with your fingertip. Nope, sometimes it does get stuck on your finger. But I'm just going to place a few around the greeting here. And then maybe some for the butterfly's antenna. And now I have some nice sparkle and bling on my card. And for the antenna, I just used the same fine tip marker I did for surrounding this border. So that's pretty simple and easy. And then just adding those little jewel dazzles. So what I've added here is another butterfly. This is the purple one from the die cuts. I foam taped that one on. I've glued this yellow flower with leaves on. And I also used the outlining technique as I did here. So I outlined this with a black marker to give it kind of a shadow behind it. And then foam taped this perching butterfly, which I thought was cute. So I've finished the front of my card. And I like how the different layers and the torn edges add to the depth of the card, as well as the jewel dazzles add a nice sparkly touch. So now on to the inside. Now for the inside, I've torn this strip of paper, which is about 3 inches, 2.5 inches wide for the top. And then this is a 5x5 square. So I'm going to glue this on first, and then this. And then I'm going to take this, which is part of the die cuts. It actually comes out of the center of this one. But I'm just going to use the center. And I've already stamped it with this greeting right here with all my heart, with the StazOn. And I'm going to glue that right here. Now I've added a fern die cut up here, some jewel dazzles on the edges of my greeting, and more jewels on this die cut down here. And the last touch I think I'm going to do is to outline these two die cuts with a black marker. Alright, so as you can see, that black outline really brings out the shape of the die cuts. And they are a pretty heavy cardstock weight, so they do already bring some dimension to the card. So this is the finished inside of the card. And then we have the front. That's it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the bundle offering, and I hope to see you guys again next week. First in the bundle we have the Batik paper pack, which is one of my favorites. I just love the purples, blues, and greens in this pack. So you're getting 12 papers, each of 6 designs, and of course on the packaging there are some creative ideas here for you. There's a scrapbook page and a card idea, and on the back a scrapbook spread and a card front and inside, as well as images of each of the sheets you're getting and matching product that you might want to look into. So here are the sheets. They have a fun kind of tile look to them. There's swirls, and there's lots of layering in this one. This is my favorite sheet. There's browns, purples, blues, greens. Then there's kind of a light purple here. And we got a darker one. It's got some modeling in the background, some greens and some pinks. And then all over green, a smaller print, navy blue with some light green plaid with dots, and another lighter blue all over pattern. So those are the 6 sheets, and you're getting 6 of them in the pack. And next we have the Painted Flowers die cuts. And in this package you're getting 2 identical sheets of die cuts. So for a total of 64 pieces, there are 32 pieces per sheet. And these are a nice heavy cardstock weight, and they punch out very easily from the back. And you can either pre-cut these nibs or kind of scratch them down with your fingernail. And then we also have the heart-to-heart stamps. And these have 33 different images on here, or phrases I should say, and they have, what I like about these is they have, some of them have inside and outside greetings. For example, this one says friend to friend, heart to heart, so you can put one on the front of your card and one on the inside. And they have some really cute greetings, like we go together, like copy and paste. Friends don't let friends do stupid things alone. With all my heart. So there's some whimsical and some serious and some sweet. So something for everyone in the heart-to-heart stamps. I really love the combination of all 3 of these. It's kind of an unexpected with the Batik and the Painted Flowers together. But the heart-to-heart, it really goes with anything. So I hope you guys have as much fun with this pack as I did.